Biology in Tamil Korvai channel சார்பாக அனைவருக்கும் வணக்கம். என் பெயர் கண்ணதாசன். In this video I am going to present the concept pollination by biotic agents. Under this broad title there are three subtitles I am going to teach you. Number 1 zoophily, number 2 ornithophily, number 3 cheiropterophily. Zoophily means it involves all the animals. Of course the birds also, the animals you know very well, but still they want to give a separate technical term for the pollination by birds as ornithophily, and also cheiropterophily, the pollination by bat, and zoophily is the pollination by animal in general, the pollination by animal in general. Okay, now let us enter into this video. Before we are entering into this video, I hope you will like this video, students. If you like this video, press the like button, share this video to your friend, comment on it, subscribe our Biology in Tamil Korvai channel, and press the bell icon to receive the notification as and when we publish the videos. Now let us enter into the video, students. And here you can see the broad classification of the pollinating agents. First broad classification is abiotic agencies and biotic agencies. These are non-living, under which there are two categories are given, students. You see, one is anemophily, the pollination by wind. Second one is hydrophily, pollination by water. Based on these two topics, already we published the videos. Please go through those videos, and today we are going to learn about biotic agencies, and there are variety of animals involved in pollination, students, you see, and also the technical terms are given. Beetle pollination, pollination by beetle, cantherophily, pollination by moths, palinophily, pollination by bees, melitophily, pollination by butterflies, psychophily, pollination by snails, malacophily, pollination by birds, ornithophily, pollination by bats, cheiropterophily, and pollination by ants, myrmecophily. So for the animals, every animal they gave a group of animal, every group of animal they gave one term for their pollination, right? So this can be asked in match the following question in the MCQ, students. So it may be asked in 2 mark as well as 3 mark also. Please learn the technical terms clearly, and write it also and practice it, so that you will be very familiar with the technical terms, right? Zoophily, pollination by the agency of animals, is called as zoophily, and flowers are said to be zoophilous. Flowers are said to be zoophilous. You see, philous, philly. Philly refers pollination. Philous refers the that is zoophilous refers the flowers. Animals that bring about pollination may be, here again they gave birds, bats, snails, and insects, and many other animals are also involved. Already we learnt. Of these, insects are well adapted to bring pollination. Probably I feel there are two reasons for the insects performing the pollination mainly when compared to other animals. Maybe numerically they are very dominant in the biosphere. So that is one of the reason why they are able to pollinate more number of flowers. This one may be one of the reason. And another reason may be they are very dynamic. The insects which are having the there is wings, they are very dynamic and very moving very fast from one flower to another flower. So that may be the reason for the insects are well suited for pollination in plants. Larger animals like primates, lemurs. Here lemurs means what? You may not be having the patience to refer the dictionary or internet. So I brought what are lemurs here. Lemurs usually have, you see the picture, pointed snout. This is the snout, pointed snout. They have large eyes, a long tail, very long tail, and mostly live in trees. Okay, these are called as lemurs. They are also responsible to cause pollination, they say. Arboreal rodents. Rodents refers the squirrel-like animals. Arboreal refers they are living in the trees. You see, in biology, every term having its own meaning. You cannot just like that skip those terms. Arboreal means the animals. It means trees. The rodents living on trees. Arboreal. That is the meaning. Then reptiles. Gecko lizard. This is one variety of lizard, and also garden lizard. You would have seen the garden lizard in your garden itself. Have also been reported as pollinators. Ornithophily. So we covered zoophily in general. Now we are going to learn about ornithophily. Pollination by birds is called as ornithophily. That ornitho is a word, ornithology. You would have learnt. So it is the study of birds. So ornitho is the term which refers the birds. Phily refers pollination. That's all. Some common plants that are pollinated by birds are Erythrina, Bombax, Syzygium, Bignonia, Sterlitzia. I want you to be very thorough in this area, and you can memorize it by writing one or two times. That is one of the method by which you can keep it in your mind. So the plants which are pollinated by birds, they may ask question. Hummingbirds, sunbirds, honey eaters are some of the birds which regularly visit flowers and bring about pollination. If you observe the garden, you are able to understand this concept. If it is a hummingbird regularly in a particular time, it will visit the particular place of the garden. So that is its attitude. The ornithophilous flowers have the following characteristics. So here we are going to learn about the characteristic feature of the ornithophilous flowers one by one. The flowers are usually large in size. Usually large in size. In general the birds are larger in size. Okay, when compared to other pollinating agents like bees and ants. So the flowers naturally should be large to receive the bird visitor. Even if you take hummingbird, it measures about 2 to 2.4 inches. That is the smallest bird in the world. So naturally, that is to match this size, the flower should also be larger. So that is what here you have to understand. The flowers are tubular. This is the tubular flower, you see, so that the birds can insert its beak. Cup shaped. This is the cup shaped. This is the urn shaped. See, the birds can easily collect the nectars, and simultaneously it can cause pollination. The ornithophilous flowers, the third characteristic feature, the flowers are brightly colored. You see, brightly colored flowers, red, scarlet, pink, orange, blue, yellow, white, in order to attract the birds. They are able to differentiate the colors. So the flowers are having different colors to attract the bird pollinators. Fourth point, the flowers are scentless. And here I would like to refer one point. In general, if you take the brain of the birds, olfactory lobe is very much reduced, students. Olfactory lobe means the lobe which is meant for smell. That is very much reduced. So that may be one of the adaptation here, you see, the flowers are scentless. So this is called as adaptation. So because they are not worried about the smell, so naturally the flowers which are meant for bird pollination also not producing the scent. Produce nectar in large quantities so that they will be frequently visiting the flowers. Pollen and nectar form the floral rewards for pollination. Because they are performing pollination, so they should be given some rewards, floral rewards in the form of pollen and nectar. Seventh point, the Floral parts are tough and leathery to withstand the powerful impact of visitors because they may be beating their wings, they may be very fast in approaching the flower. So at that time, in order to withstand, they have tough and leathery floral parts. Now we are going to learn about Cheiropterophily. Pollination carried out by bats is called as Cheiropterophily. So naturally, Cheiropterophilous refers the plant or flower which are pollinated by the bats. Here, two examples are given, students. One is Cheiropterophilus africana, and another one is Adansonia digitata. So these are the two examples given, and this is one of the flower which is pollinated by bat, Adansonia digitata. You see, this is the stamen, ball of stamen. You see, the bat is sitting over the stamen, ball of stamen, and stigma also here to so that the pollination can take place very easily. And this is one of the flower which I drew to make you to understand how, if you may be having some small doubt how this the flowers of Cheiropterophilus africana. So this is one that is diagrammatic representation of the flower. Okay, and here you see the stamens and stigma. Okay, so the bat can reach this place to collect the nectar, and simultaneously it perform pollination. And here I gave the Tamil name as well as common English name, Cheiropterophilus africana, Mara Suraikai, Mara Suraikai, sausage tree. Adansonia digitata, Bondan Puli, Baobab Tree in English. The common English name is Baobab Tree. Cheiropterophily characteristic features, that is the flower characteristic feature of the flowers. Bats are nocturnal. They are very active in the night but are attracted by the odor. Mainly they are attracted by the odor, smell, because during the night time they have to search for the flowers means, so the scent produced by the flowers, the scent may not be always a sweet scent, so it may be of a different kind, maybe for human being irritating smell also, students. So water of that may be attracting the bat. Flowers that open at or after dusk, it means during the evening time or after by 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock it start flowering and producing the odor, so that it is able to attract the bat. The Cheiropterophilous plants have flowers borne singly, like this, singly, so that it can be easily that is identified by the bat. Sometimes it may be present in the clusters also, quite away from the leaves. So it is quite away from the leaves. That is the reason why I drew the diagram for you to understand it. Quite away from the leaves and branches, so that the bat can directly reach the flower. If it is inside these bushy branches, so it is very difficult for the bat to identify, maybe. So that is the reason why they are having such type of adaptation, due to the presence of long peduncle. Okay, so it is hanging type of flower, or on the trunk or branches. On the trunk or branches, the flowers produce large quantities of nectar. So these are the characteristic feature of the uh, plants, and also the flowers which are pollinated by the bat. Okay, so we have covered the characteristic feature of ornithophilous flowers, and here the characteristic feature of Cheiropterophilous flowers. Next, here the exclusive discussion on Adansonia digitata, pollination in Adansonia digitata. Tamil name Bondan Baobab tree. In this plant, the ball of stamens, I already told you, this is the ball of stamens, ball of stamens, ball of stamens. Okay, this diagram drawn by me, so that you can understand. Here only the stamens are given. Actually, in from my reference, it is actually white color flower. So I made this like this so that you are able to understand. And this is the ball of stamen and also the stigma, very prominent stigma, ball of stamen, and the stigma projects beyond the floral envelopes. Beyond the floral envelope, the bat holds the flower by clasping the stamen ball to its breast. You see, to its breast, so that the stamens or that is pollens are deposited over its breast. While taking the nectar, its breast become laden with numerous deposited with numerous pollen grains, some of which get deposited on the stigma of the flower when it visits the next flower. So this is the way in which the pollination take place in Adansonia digitata with the help of bat, right? So this is the end of this video, student. Thank you for watching.